first thing you want to do in a speech is the A act. The A act is something that most speakers, many speakers don't do. And the problem is if you don't do it at the beginning and all the way through your speech, you lose your audience. And that's because you're not going all the way through. And it's a simple thing to do. It's a powerful thing to do. But it's something you need to do to make sure you get all the way through your speech. The A act is about attention. Attention. You want to get your audience's attention right at the very beginning because there's a question going through your audience's mind. The question's going through your audience's mind all the way through the speech, especially at the beginning. And if you don't answer that question, yes, answer that question correctly, then once again, you're lost. It's a simple question. It's a powerful question. You may not know quite what it is. Dan looks at me like, what are you talking about? What's going on here? But it's a simple question. And if you think about it, it's a question that always comes up. And that question is, who is this speech for? Right? Who is this speech for? Imagine you're sitting there, any speech, any presentation, maybe a business presentation. And the first question goes to your mind thinking, oh, who is this speech for? And as you start watching this presentation in front of you, suddenly you discover that the answer is simple. Not me. Not me. You ever had that experience in a business presentation? You thought, this is for somebody else, not me. They got the wrong person here. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you're not talking about me. We're not talking about there. Exactly, Norman. Yeah. Not me. So what do? Well, if you're lucky, you can walk out. But if it's a business presentation, everybody else around, probably that's not going to happen. So what are you going to do now? Usually what happens, you start doing that kind of little dance back and forth, but sitting dance. You ever done that? You just kind of rock back and forth a little bit, legs get a little bit tight, and your whole body starts to do that pretzel imitation. First you like close off like this, and get a little bit annoyed. Then you start closing up down here, and pretty soon you're like that, doing that pretzel thing. All because speech is not for you. So if you're giving a speech, you want to make sure right at the very beginning, they say, who's the speech for? You know, it's for you. And there's a simple technique you can use. Simple technique you can use to make sure your audience knows that speech is for you. Some of you may be aware of it, but if you're not, it's a simple, powerful thing to do. And it involves a word. It's a short word. It begins in Y and ends in U. Some of you may have figured it out already. Those who have figured it out can go ahead and whisper it to your neighbors so everybody kind of understands it. Anybody guess what that word is? You. Yes! Thank you, Norman. Brilliant. You! If you start your speech out by using the you, it'll be tremendously powerful. So use the you. Use the you as much as you can. Now maybe you're wondering now, wait a minute, what if the speech is about me? I did this, I did that. I can't say you did this if I'm the one that did it. That's true. But if you said, I did this, make sure you bring the audience in after that. I did this, maybe you had that experience. I did this, have you ever done this? I just find a way to bring the audience in. There should be more occurrences of the word you than of the word I. If you're going through your speech, it's all I, then you got a problem. Because then the speech is not for your audience, it's for, it's for yourself. Find a mirror, get over it, and then figure out what you actually want to tell your audience. Now you may be wondering, Tim, well, what about we or us? I got news for you, all you English majors out there. We or us is actually the plural of the word I. So you're saying we or us, it's the same thing. Doesn't include your audience. So use the you. And once you start using the you, you're going to notice people start to unclench you a little bit. People start to relax. Even if they're doing the pretzel thing, they start to unclench and say, well, maybe this speech is for me. Now, of course, if you're using the you, make sure you have something that's relevant to your audience and interesting to your audience. Get into that more about the C act. But it's just that simple, powerful word at the very beginning of you. So get your audience attention right at the very beginning. There's one question going through their mind. Who is the speech for? If the answer is, not me, you're in trouble right at the very beginning. But if you use the you, bring the audience in at the beginning and all the way through their speech by keeping that attention, then you're much better off. Then you start strong, powerful. And when you look around your audience, you're relaxed, you're comfortable, you see people nodding, people getting it, people understanding. And that little thing will set you off on the right speech on your right foot on your speech.
Thank you, Jim. You did an excellent job.
Thank you.
And now